What's going on, guys? Jeff the Red Dragon is back, and today we are going to talk about my EC Black Metal. Now, of course, you know they come with the Seymour Duncan Blackened Black Winners. I wasn't feeling that pickup because you guys know that I'm an active guy. I have two guitars that have passive pickups in them, which actually shred, that I really like. You know, I've got the Invaders and my EC200, which is a great guitar that I just did all the mods to. It's all hooked up nice and really shred-tastic now. And of course, I've got my Thrashmasters and that bad boy. So those two guitars, they sound really killer with those passive pickups in them. But me being an active guy, I wanted to try a few different options for it, but you know how hard it is just to find a single pickup for that kind of guitar. So I went with the Alexi Laiho EMG set. Very good pickup, very powerful. Sounded awesome. If you guys haven't seen my video on that, go check that one out. It's a great pickup. Like I said, it sounded completely just heavy thrash like you wouldn't believe, but it had that push-pull pot, and I'm not a fan of that. Now, if they could have made that power in the pickup already without having it to be like an active style pickup, because the only thing the 9-volt battery did was power the push-pull pot for the active side of the boost. That's all it did. You know, it was a great pickup. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I really did enjoy that pickup. I ended up moving on from that one, and we went to, I believe it was the EMG 81. And the 81, you know, of course, great pickup. Everybody loves that pickup for metal. You can't go wrong with an 81. But the 81 had to move on because in my purple monster here, I had the 5766 set, and they were not heavy at all. They fucking sucked. They weren't thrashing. They weren't deep or anything. I had my Jackson dinky hardtail, like their middle of the road $600 guitar, and that one was just 5766 set in that, and it screamed. It was heavy, it thrashed, it just everything. For some reason, they didn't sound good in that guitar. The scale was off. Apparently, talking to a few people on a shorter scale, they just did not do it for me. The 25.5-inch scale, they were bam right on, but when you went to a 22 fret guitar, they were just not there. So the 81 went into that, and then I ended up getting a 60 to put in the neck. So again, like we said, back to the black metal, we changed things. We went to the Seymour Duncan Blackout Metal, which truly was a kick-ass, awesome fucking pickup that was just screaming. I mean, it was just a great pickup. Loud, crunchy, you know, just bring the house down. And it got to the point where I kind of wasn't feeling that one anymore. Now, I still have that pickup. It'll probably go into a separate project, like a, I don't know, maybe the 201 series or something from LTD. Just something to throw it in to make it that's going to be better than that crappy active or crappy passive one that they come with. So, again, so we ended up changing that. Like I said, I'm holding on to that pickup for a future project. So we ended up changing it out, and this time we went back with the Fishmans. Now, I've had the Fishmans before. I've had them in my Omen Extreme 7. I had a set of Fishman Fluence Moderns in that. I had the Will Adler set in my V401. And I ended up selling them both because I just wasn't feeling them. Like, they weren't crunchy enough for me. They weren't heavy enough for me. They didn't have the balls that I was looking for. And I went with blackouts in those guitars. I ended up selling those two sets and getting blackouts because all my guitars were Seymour Duncan blackout or EMG equipped. I don't really play around with a lot of stuff. I wasn't too thrilled with the Fishmans the first time around, and being a big Behemoth fan, they're slowly climbing, or actually I should say rather quickly climbing the ladder in my list of favorite bands, up there with Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, all those guys. but Behemoth is quickly climbing that ladder, and Nurgle switched over to a Fishman Modern. So I decided I would try them again, give them another feel, another go around to see what kind of feel I would have for them this time, especially since my tone has come along the way a little bit more. Different overdrive pedals, you know, better sound, better tone, and everything is just kind of falling into place. So my EC Black Metal is actually my Behemoth guitar, which is what I call it. And I dropped in a Fishman Fluence Modern. And of course I went with the Nurgle strap. So yeah, I dropped that pickup in there. I ran it through my EMG harness. I still have been thinking about putting in maybe the Fishman harness in there, but you know how I am about the push-pull pots. No thanks. I don't really need that extra channel for anything because the active is all I'm after. That's all I want is that heavy, thick crunch sound. And it is straight off the bat. I'm glad I kind of went back, you know. I'm really liking the sound now. Like I said, my tone's come a long way, and I'm really enjoying the sound now on this guitar being tuned to C sharp. Those last two guitars that I had the Fishmans in were tuned to standard tuning for Lamb of God playing and, you know, just whatever. I think that one was tuned to standard, B standard also, because it was my Fear Factory guitar. So they, like I said, they just didn't sound good for me. And I even tried it in E flat and I still couldn't get a good sound out of them. So like I said, I sold them, went to blackouts, and that's that. So now, another shot, and I'm glad that I got it. It's a great sound now. We're going to run it through the Licklerm Audio Aquaria on the blue channel of the EVH. And my God, with this tuning, it sounds freaking amazing. like I said, I'm glad that I went back to them. It really, really woke up this guitar, and such an amazing sound this time around since, like I said, my tone and everything's been upgraded. And just could not believe it when I popped it in there, and it just sounded great right off the bat. And I knew right away that let's give him another shot. But this is probably going to be the only guitar that gets one. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm an EMG and a Seymour Duncan guy. But for right now, I'm thinking this is the only guitar that'll have it. And like I said, I'm not complaining one bit right now. It is super heavy. It plays right along with Behemoth with no issues. And man, I cannot believe just what a difference it made grabbing this pickup and dropping it in there. So until next time, guys, we'll talk to you later. Keep those heads banging and keep it loud.